where the sun's shining down on my face.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in us. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. We know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it just like the sunrise. We gonna
What's up? What's up?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. I actually literally just saw you online, like just that second. I saw you on Diablo on Discord, and I was like, ah, spicy. And then you came in there just as that second.
Yeah, I just logged in. I played for a little bit. And
How you doing?
Needed.
You just like on call in case the kids or fam need you.
Exactly.
I hear that. So what are you doing on Diablo?
33. I mean, somewhere in Act 2.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I'm liking my source.
Yeah. There's some aspects that are like really seriously good for this sorceress. There's one which there's two.
Like,
Go on.
I have one that does like damaging an elite enemy grants you a barrier.
That's good. That's a good defensive one to use for a long time, because that also gives you damage, because you can get stuff which aspects which say like I do damage because I have a barrier and stuff like that. So that actually gives you damage as well as protection.
Oh, and then I also got when hit while not healthy, a magical bubble was summoned around you.
That's a good early one if you're like. That's really good for learning the game, I think. When you're like not sure about how mechanics work, it's a really good safety net, because you can like not only just stand and like face tank stuff inside of it, but I'd recommend you also like pay attention to like the mechanics of monsters around you while you've got that breathing room. You don't have to worry about death, so you can like start to learn the game more, because you can like really pay attention to what the monsters around you are doing while you're in the bubble.
So don't be lazy with it, basically.
Right, use it as a learning tool, because you can start studying the game mechanics more while safely in it and stuff like that, and you'll get a better feel for the game as time goes on, and then you won't need it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
There's but there the two aspects which are really crazy good on this build, the leveling build. There's one which makes it so that whenever the lightning bounces off of you, it gives you mana, right?
Oh,
And there's another one which is it gives it the chance to chain 2 more times. So there's situations where, like, say you're face tanking a boss and you're like using chain lightning and you're recovering so much mana that you're like just going chain lightning, chain lightning, chain lightning, chain lightning, chain lightning, and it's just bouncing between you and him over and over again, and you're getting all the mana back because it's bouncing more times.
Right. I do have that one. I don't have the second one you told me about, where it bounces an additional 2 times.
Yeah, that's the rarer one, which you have to get from like an actual item drop, like an actual legendary drop in the game.
Oh,
so
I see.
That's a rarer one that you may or may not even come across. But if you do find it, that's like seriously, seriously good. It's not like you need that. It's just that that's one thing that this build is like, whoa, like potential, really high potential damage and uptime of skills. But when you're leveling, it's not like super important to have like perfect aspects and stuff and have it all set up perfectly. Just get what you can get. Some other basic ones would be like there's some you can get from dungeons, like aspect of the control, aspect of retribution, like ones that give you more attack speed or just more damage to stunned or vulnerable enemies and things like this.
Attack speed is good.
Yeah, attack speed is good. Attack speed, crit chance, crit damage, vulnerable damage, damage to close enemies, damage reduction from close enemies. All these sorts of things are like key. Oh, by the way, I died to lag again last night.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I smashed the capstone dungeon at underleveled, like I was 48 and the capstone dungeon's 450, so I got into like Nightmare early, and literally, before I'd done anything in Nightmare, I like start to run to a dungeon and get lag, and one single Banshee killed me, because like the game just decided to lag out for like 10 seconds.
Oh, God.
It's crazy, dude. It's like loading lag. Like you start running in the world and you think everything's okay because you see some stutters but not much. Then all of a sudden, like it just hangs for like several seconds. Really?
Yeah, that's happened to me. I freaked out.
Oh yeah.
I was just like Q. Dude, I hit all my freaking shields.
It's not a bad idea. Yeah, one thing I would do is whack all my cooldowns and push my hotkeys for my portal, my escape portal, which you can bind to a hotkey. You know, scroll of escape.
Where do you buy those though? Where do you get them?
You find them. Like once you get to level 35, they'll stop dropping, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you get them early on. Until then, the only way you can do that is with death evasion flasks, and you don't need to do that. Like, it's like only 30-minute flasks. They're not super good. They're good if you don't know the content you're doing, but other than that.
Right. Oh, charged aspect. Collecting crackling energy increases your movement speed by 10% for 4 seconds.
What's that?
Picking up crackling energy increases movement speed by 10%.
Yeah, you don't really want to worry about crackling until your endgame. Though, like, crackling energy is like only efficient when you're like set up for endgame build. It's like really hard to get value out of it while you're leveling.
Gotcha. So do have crackling.
But yeah, once you level up though, like once you like get like really, I don't know, like end game style, like you can get so much damage potential from crackling energy, but you need a full build with good gear to like make it work.
I should probably show you what my build is. Make a recommendation.
Yeah, some of the issues. Yeah, some of the issues with the builds in this game are like, say, they have a lot of potential value, but say they might rely on too many mechanics. Like crackling energy early on relies on picking them up and to try and make them work, and that is going to make you inefficient. However, the other issue is that you don't have any good lucky hit chance and crit strike to get the value out of the on-hit effects that you could potentially get with those things. But once you get higher level and you have better gear, you can squeeze out infinite value because it's easy to get like lucky hit chance and stuff like that.
So, what's the difference between lucky hit chance and crit?
Okay, so lucky hit chance is like its own dice roll. So when you crit, it's like that's its own individual roll, and the crit is for every roll is for each mob. So say you AoE like 5 mobs, they each have a different roll for each 5 mobs, right? The lucky hit is a chance on a hit effect of something activating, and all skills have a base lucky hit effect. So say like you could have a base lucky hit of like 10% on one of your skills, and then you can improve that further through items or passives or whatever else, right? But the lucky hit effect is another roll that happens after the crit roll. It's like its own separate roll. So you have to like get a crit and then roll the lucky hit on top of that, and then if you get lucky, hence lucky hit, then you get the on hit effect.
So lucky, you have to crit to get a lucky.
I believe so. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it seems that that's how it functions.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Sorc again, ace. We've got all our stash filled up with Sorc gear. It'd be kind of weird not to roll Sorc. We've got like best in slot gear in our stash, loads of leveling gear, that's Sorceress. It'd be kind of weird not to run Sorceress. I'd have to like throw out my entire stash of good gear. I don't know if that's a good idea. I enjoy playing Sorceress. And we're only dying to lag, so it's like the build's working for us, you know? I guess at some point we should maybe consider doing something different. Crowd control duration. Alright, so crowd control, CC, is anything that's hard stun. So this is like anything that's like stun, frozen, anything that's like this. This is CC. So if you have increased duration, it's like not only are they stunned and or not only are they vulnerable or stunned, they're also stunned for longer or vulnerable for longer because you've got them CC'd for longer, which means more damage potential and also more damage mitigation.
Gotcha.
It's not a stat you want to prioritize though, just so you're aware. Things like cooldown reduction and crit chance and all this other good stuff and attack speed. This is all way better stats, but this is a nice stat we can still have. It's not a bad stat.
Gotcha. There's another stat here I had a question about. How about barrier generation?
Barrier generation, we even spec that with Icy Veil in our passive tree. So barrier generation, oh sorry, that's right, barrier generation. That's barrier duration. Sorry, in our passive tree. But we also don't need too much barrier generation because with ice armor, you have barrier generation because you get 5% of your damage. It becomes extra barrier once you're in ice armor. So we have a lot of barrier generation anyway, and we can get a lot of barrier generation from items like, say, that barrier from dealing damage to elites. So we have a lot of barrier generation anyway, but it's not, again, not a bad stat to have. It's just not something you prioritize. It's like icing on a cake if you've already got a good item, or like you take that if there's no better option. Hope that sheds some light onto it.
It does. So, like, would you go mana shield or protection?
Both early game. You want both of those things, especially while you're chain lightning.
So I'll get protection first.
Yeah, you'll even when you respec, you'll probably still be using protection, just not mana shield. If you respec to full on melee like I did. But both of those are really they're hot for you right now. Like those are really good shit. You basically want all of your you got your ultimate yet? You got that, right?
Yeah.
Unstable currents, yeah. So you should have like enhanced Frost Nova, Mystical Frost Nova, enhanced teleport, Shivering teleport, enhanced ice armor. So you should have like most of your utility already kitted out with just only 1 point extra into enhanced ice armor, not the one. And then you want align the elements, 1 point in that. Then your ulti, then prime ulti, so prime unstable currents. Then you want 1 point in protection. You want a couple points in glass cannon. You'll be putting Firebolt. Did you put Firebolt in your second enchantment slot yet?
No.
Okay, take 1 point into Firebolt, put Firebolt in your enchantment slot. That'll make everything do burning, and then you're going to get Fiery Surge after that, which is going to give you mana regeneration from killing burning enemies.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you'll have to show me all this stuff in just a moment here.
Okay.
Out of mana once again. I need time to prepare that. Out of mana once again. I'm not ready yet.
So you're saying something about like setting everything to do burn damage?
Yeah, you take 1 point in Firebolt, the basic skill Firebolt. You're not going to equip it to your bar, you're just going to put it in your enchantment slot.
What's my enchantment slot?
Push S to bring up your skills in the middle, and then you got those 2 enchantment slots at the bottom.
Assign a skill to this enchantment slot to receive passive benefits.
Have you not done the quest to get the first enchantment slot yet?
I think I have, because it looks like I could put stuff in it.
Yeah, put Chain Lightning in there, and then put Firebolt in the other one.
Chain lightning. Chain lightning forms automatically after spending 100 mana.
I need time.
Wait, so the modifiers weren't working because I didn't have it under enchantments, or they still were working?
The modifiers would still be working, it's just that you get an extra passive bonus from having that on there.
Is the passive bonus that chain lightning forms automatically after spending 100 mana?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the Firebolt one is sets everything on fire. It applies burning to every single skill, so just by doing damage to something, you're now setting it on fire. And you can put points into the other thing I told you, which gives you mana regeneration based on killing burning enemies.
I lack the needed time. I need time.
So I have to put 1 point. So I have to unlearn something.
When are we going to get some civil self-grant that we don't want? Don't always
So
want
1 point in the
graphics humans.
Firebolt. Now I can set that as my second passive.
Huh?
Cool.
I just reread that and
And then after I do that, you said the next thing to do was to do something with my fire damage.
Hmm? Oh,
So I set the firebolt.
right. So you got Fiery Surge as a passive.
Is that what it's called? I
Yeah.
don't know where you can see where it's called.
Let me look. Yeah, it's on the tree that's second from the bottom, like where you get your ultimate. It's the one just above your ultimate to the top left, Fiery Surge.
Oh, for my ultimate. It's under like the A. Oh, I see. Killing and burning enemy increases your mana regeneration. Gotcha. Yeah, my ultimate, I've just been putting points into like, I went coursing currents. So I had 1 in coursing currents, 1 in conduction, and then 3 into convulsion.
Hang on, I'm fighting something, so I can't check right now. Wait.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
1 second.
Guess I'll take one out of Convulsions and put it in the Fiery Surge.
Yeah, you do want Coursing Currents, but you don't want Convulsion. You want 1 point in Coursing Currents, but first you want to put points into Fiery Surge, get that maxed out, then get a point into Glass Cannon, then get Veer's Mastery at the bottom as well. So you want Veer's Mastery, then Coursing Currents, then you can get some points into Electrocution.
Electrocution. Oh.
So you can get damage reduction from crits. That'll make you more tanky too.
Oh.
I need time. I'm low on precious metal.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna mess around with this for a little bit.
I'm not ready yet.
Does everybody have enchantments, or is that just a source thing?
Everyone has something different, so like it could be specializations or something different.
Mm.
Oh look, it's Butcher. Oops. I haven't got any of my gear on, so it's actually maybe not able to kill him. I need my gear. He's too tanky. Yeah, I don't think I can kill him. Might kill me. Let's go get some gear anyway, because we're not really that geared. Might be 1 or 2 pieces we can throw on now that we're 10. It's a little bit too squishy right now.
I need time to prepare. Let's have a look at this. Anything great?
Something for the cold and dark.
And take it.
Ooh, what else?
When there's no hope loving for you who saw me before I knew who I'd be.
Quickly upgrade potions. How's it going, Spicy?
Surviving.
Surviving.
I'm lighting stuff on fire now. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
I cannot do that here.
Yeah, I like how you can kind of like cross-spec your elements, so even though you're a lightning sorceress, you can still do burning stuff.
Yeah.
Sugar burning stuff.
I need time to prepare.
So how hard is killing Lilith?
I didn't find her hard, but maybe she's supposed to be hard.
Mm.
I think it just depends on how well geared you are and how well built you are. If you like aren't a total sausage monkey to the mechanics of the
Right.
fight. So like, sometimes the mechanics are obvious, but sometimes people like misunderstand the obvious and things can happen. But like I've seen people die in hardcore that just didn't understand like the game mechanic because they haven't played similar games, so they didn't like figure out what they should do in that moment.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be me. Like, Grant, why would you just stand there? Like,
Well, don't stand in anything like red, you know what I mean? Anything that's on the ground, don't stand in it. That's like a good
I
rule
could
of
take
thumb.
it.
Huh?
I could tank it.
You could take it.
I'm like the opposite of Rainer.
Oh man,
I got this.
nice. Oops.
Leroy Jenkins it all the way. That is one of my flaws. I'm
What's
like
that?
impatient. I'm an
Impatient.
impatient gamer. I just want to keep playing. Like, let's keep going. Like, don't stop. Don't analyze. Just go.
Sometimes that's what's like what being decisive is. It's not so much making the correct decision; it's just making a decision and making it work.
Yep.
I need time to prepare.
One of like my old like VPs told me once. He was like, or she said actually, she said, make a decision now. Ask for forgiveness later. I was like, okay. Because she's like, basically, if you make a decision like with a sound idea behind it and why you did it, you're gonna be fine. If you just made the decision out of nowhere, well, yeah, there's gonna be a problem. But if you had a thought process behind it and a reason backing it, then that makes sense.
Yeah,
No need to worry. I know you'll make it right,
yeah, I hear you.
and I know you'll come tell me exactly how.
Oh my gosh.
The wargs like you, my friend. But they like fresh meat too. What do you think on that?
How's the fam doing? Kids growing up fast?
Too fast. Man, too fast.
I bet, man. But it feels that way.
But it's been good. Just, I've been potty training the little one. Well, me and my wifey have been.
So,
And she's doing good. She's not doing bad.
I'm not ready yet.
She's pretty much got it. So,
nice.
let's see here. Where do I gotta turn that in?
I need time.
Exterminate stinging swarms.
It's cool that you're able to squeeze in some game time.
Oh yeah, like right now, my wife is hanging out with the oldest one, taking a break from work, and doing like nap time routine with her. And my youngest is sleeping right now. She's taking a nap, so
Okay.
I have a small window of opportunity. Nah, my wife's really cool about it though. If I told her I was just gonna play games, she's like, okay. Which is why I don't, because it's just like, man, why are you so nice? If you gotta work all day and you're willing to take care of the kids, and I just want to play video games.
Well, I'm sure you do a lot besides that, so when you do want to take a break, it's not as big a deal for her, or whatever.
Yeah. Like today, I've been watching the girls, and I cleaned up like our daughter's room, which is a mess. And I cleaned the kitchen.
I mean, I'm sure,
the living room.
yeah, I'm sure she'd have a problem with it if, like, say, you weren't doing those things on top of it,
Right. Which is what my brother doesn't get. He's like, your lady lets you do whatever you want. I'm like, yeah, because I don't take advantage.
Right.
I'm considerate.
This is the problem I've had with girls in the past, mate, is they always, like, end up taking your kindness and consideration as a form of weakness, and they end up getting comfortable with it and abusing it.
Yep. Yep, I know that, man. That's why I kept this one.
Because you got a reciprocal, appreciative woman.
Yep. She's amazing.
Sounds it.
Gosh, we've been together for over 10 years now.
Damn, man. It's a long time. It's something to be proud of.
Yeah, it is nice. It is nice. And it's not like it's hard. We never argue. We get into debates, and sometimes I would get a little too sauced up and get a little too emotional about things.
Yeah.
But we're never like yelling at each other or anything like that, trying to put each other down.
It's constructive whenever it happens, is what you mean.
Exactly.
And you got to have some kind of tension and at some point in a relationship, because you need to be able to communicate, right?
Exactly.
It's just hopefully you can always maintain like a less toxic way of doing it, rather than letting things get too dramatic, because that can happen a lot in relationships, right?
Exactly. I think it helped too because both of our parents, at least one of our parents, were yellers, and we don't like that. So we're not ones to yell. I do raise my voice sometimes with my little ones.
Well, it's good to be firm. You know, it's like keeping a limiter on that, so you're not going from like 0 to 100, and like, like controlled outbursts like that. I think sometimes can be a good thing.
Yeah, you gotta discipline your child.
Yeah. Otherwise they might just end up like drawing all over the house or something.
Yeah, being disrespectful, like outside of the house.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Because my little ones, especially my older one, gives me sass for sure in the house. But when we're out and about, it's very rare that she'll act out or you know, want to do her own thing and not listen.
Right.
She's very polite, and listens, and
That's good.
yeah. And my wife's read about it. She said that just shows that she has like a comfortable, solid like household that she could act out in. But she's also being disciplined there, so when she does go out to into the world, she knows how to act.
Right. And it's good that she has somewhere that is a safe space for her to be herself and express herself in those ways, but in a controlled way where she's not just thinking that's okay to do all the time.
Exactly.
I see
So
that.
I was
Man.
like, oh, that's cool. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's a good sign, isn't it?
Not while I'm in town.
Do you want kids?
I used to really want kids. I'm not ready to have kids right now, so I wouldn't right now. As in, like, I wouldn't in the next foreseeable few years. Do I want kids? In a way, yeah. Like, I feel like there's something inside me that's, like, calling to be a dad, but...
I could see you being a dad. You taught your niece StarCraft. Come on.
Dude, she beat...
We need dads like you.
Yeah, like... like, yeah, it was crazy that I was able to actually talk her through, like, how to do that. Because it wasn't like I was, like, helping her much. I was, like she was, like, frustrated not being able to keep the mouse still while clicking. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't strong enough to keep the mouse still while clicking and stuff. Like, so, but I was just, like, gradually encouraging her more and more. And, like, I was kind of blown away that she was able to pull that off.
It's dad mode right there. That's what you did right there. You went dad mode. It's harder than teaching her how to ride a bike, dude.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. And honestly, like, if I didn't love her, that would have been the most frustrating experience of my life. But because I loved her, it was like just a joyful experience. You know what I mean? Yep.
You have no idea how many times I've repeated what certain units are in StarCraft or what certain Pokemon are to my oldest. She'll just keep asking. What was it today? She kept saying, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Or what are you saying? What are you saying? And I was just like, you know what? Never mind. And it's like, but you said this. And she said it exactly the way I said it. And I was like, well, if you know what I said, then why are you asking? My wife was just like sitting there laughing. I get what she's saying. She doesn't understand what I meant.
Right.
Like,
That's the thing. The words are there, but the interpretation isn't. Like, yeah, she's hearing the sounds and she's making sense of the sounds in some way, but she's not able to distinguish what those sounds actually mean necessarily.
Yeah, and it was something like witty, so it was like a play on words, you know, so she wouldn't understand. She like understands what each word is, but like the way I said it, she was like, what does that even mean?
It's harder for her to read into those subtle things. Like, but the kids will pick up on that stuff eventually. It's just a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
Kids are like sponges, man. That's why you have to be so careful around them, because you don't want them to sponge up things you don't want them to sponge up, you know what I mean?
Oh gosh, exactly. That's why I can't have one of my closest friends over.
Oh, why?
Just has a potty mouth. He doesn't know how to stop it.
Oh, right. Doesn't know how to control his mouth while talking. Is he like a F-word every sentence kind of guy, or?
Pretty much F-bombs, like, you know, shit. All this stuff. Because he works like he's a machinist.
Right, so he's in that environment constantly, so it's just second nature to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's not around kids. So he came over to visit once. He was like, oh, chilling. And then he's like, F this, F that. I'm like, okay, whoa.
Whoa.
They're like, you gotta slow down. You can't be talking like that for the little one. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to kick you out, or we're gonna have to go upstairs and not hang out with the little one.
I have this distinct...
He was like, oh, dude, that's all good, man. You know I don't give a F. And I was just like, all right, we're going upstairs. He's like, oh, And he just again, I was like, "Are you serious, Chile?" I'm like, "Just shut up right now. Like, go upstairs."
Oh man.
Doing it on accident.
Yeah, there's no bad
"Oh."
intentions, but it can't be helped, you know.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, what I'd find funny is if, like, during all that, he's like trying to apologize, and while he's apologizing, he's still swearing. That'd be even funnier to me.
Yeah. He's like talking like with one. "I'm sorry, all right, I didn't do that."
Oh man.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, I have this really distinct memory as a kid of being like in a shop with my dad, and there was these like older boys, I don't know, like teenagers or older teenagers, almost young men, were like, you know, doing that kind of thing of just like, you know, swearing constantly. And I remember my dad just like turning to them like sternly and just being like, "Can you not swear in front of my son, please?" Like that. And that left an impression on me of realizing that like certain things are and aren't appropriate around kids in certain contexts. Like,
Yeah, some kids these days, man. Oh gosh.
yeah, like I remember like growing up and seeing like kids like go into like a kebab shop and like just like, and then their parents not even caring that they're like trying to play on the fruit machines and like gamble on the fruit machines and shit. And this is like a 10-year-old kid that's like basically gambling, and it's like, what is going on?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Parenting's hard, bro. It's not easy.
I mean, I completely agree it's not easy, but I mean, some people seem to be going the extra mile to do damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And those are the ones that are completely oblivious or just too damn lazy. Like, they shouldn't have been parents.
Right.
Oh, what is this? A runic message. A warning scrawled across the surface. Dried blood cathedral dogs not welcome.
But I'll be honest with you, Spicy, it's hard to find a go in my situation, because a lot of people end up getting jealous of some of like the freedoms I have.
Well, I don't know, like, what freedoms you do have.
I just mean like I'm not a very materialistic person, and I've got enough to get by. I live on my own. I'm not doing well, but I'm doing all right, and I still have enough time to do what I want and play games and do all this sort of thing, and I don't have to worry about, you know, as much as maybe someone else. But maybe if I cared more about having disposable income, I probably would be doing more, right? But the thing is that I've had relationships where everything's been great for like a year and what have you, and then all of a sudden it's like resentment builds up because, like, say they get stressed out because they, like, say, like, work for their parents or something, and they're like stressed out with that situation. They end up like taking it out on me because I'm not in a similar situation to them, and they feel jealous of that.
Right. Well, my wife is a huge minimalist. So one thing about us is we don't really buy gifts for each other, even on holidays or birthdays. Right. If anything, we'll like go do like an experience. But now that we have the little ones, it revolves around them. You know, going to the park or the aquarium. But one thing that I know my wife loves and needs is time. That's her love language. So as long as I give her time out of my day, we're good. And see, for me, my love language is acts of service. So her like making my tea in the morning before work.
Right.
Or packing my lunch, or like she does the laundry, like all that stuff, taking care of the girls. That's like my love language. It means a lot to me. So maybe you need to find out what kind of love language you're good with and find that type of person. Because what's your love language? Do you know the different love languages?
Well, you tell me all the love languages you're around.
There's 5 of them, I believe. There's there's time, so spending time with someone. There's acts of service. There's gift giving.
No.
There is. Let me ask my wife. 1 second, let me ask her.
Okay.
Alright, the other 2 were physical touch and words of affirmation.
Okay, so I'm almost all of those except gift giving, I think.
So you definitely do not want to pair up with a girl that likes gift giving, because you're never going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't even buy myself stuff, you know what I mean?
Exactly, because you don't see value in it, right?
No.
Where she would, where, like, let's say you see a lot of value in quality time. Like, you want to spend time with her, you want to, like, be with her all the time. But for her, like, maybe she likes being alone a lot of the time, and she prefers acts of service. So she'd rather you, like, instead of cuddling up to her, like, do the dishes. You know? But in turn, she has to know, like, after the dishes are done, she should be, like, watching a show with you or doing something you want to do.
Right.
Because that's your love language.
Problem is that I get so much mixed signals from girls. Like, I get girls that are, like, both clingy and distancing at the same time. Where they, like, want to spend loads of time together, and whenever I'm around a friend's house, they want to text me constantly. At the same time, they then talk to me like they want more, like, time to do their own things, and it's really, like, backwards and confusing, because it's like, on the one hand, if that's the case, why are we still talking constantly while I'm at a friend's house? Like,
yeah, it sounds like they're just, you know, they want what they want, but won't give it to you.
yeah, and it feels like double standards where, like, when I'm doing my own thing, they still want my attention, but when that they don't want to give me attention when they're doing their own thing. It seems like really weird. Like, why can't we just do our own things then, if that's the case? Like,
Exactly.
or it could be non-reciprocal. Like, I'll take an interest in things that she's interested in that I'm really not that interested in, but because she's interested in it, I want to take the time to actually, like, get interested in it a little bit so I can appreciate things that she's interested in, right?
And that's really nice. I think it's very, very good to do that, but I think you also have to be very honest about it. Like, hey, you know, I'm not into this some type of thing, but I'm into you, and this is why I'm trying it.
Yeah, I kind of did have that approach with it. I did kind of, like, not those words, but more or less, like, laid it out like that. Because I wanted her to also realize that it was like a love language for me, because I'm trying to give her that extra attention in something that she's passionate about. Yeah, to, like, as part of her quality time, as, like, part of me doing something for her kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, my wife, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Star Wars fan. My wife didn't even watch all of them when I first met her.
Okay.
So I had to make her watch all of the Star Wars movies to make sure that, you know, we were somewhat compatible. Because if she was a Star Trek fan and a Trekkie, then it would have never worked.
But how do you deal with girls that love bomb you? Because, like, there's so many situations where, for, like, the first few months or year of the relationship, it's like they're really into, like, you and everything you do, but over time it becomes more apparent that a lot of it is disingenuous, and they're just doing it to get you close to them. If you know what I mean?
See, the way I think of it is, I must have been doing something so fresh early that they liked that I'm not doing now because I got lazy. So what was that spark? Because it had to have been something. If you do feel and realize it's something toxic, then yeah, you want to walk away. Like,
Well,
if they were in it for the money or for a place to stay, you know?
Well, yeah. But I sometimes like notice like red flags and patterns of behavior, but I don't like to judge people too quickly, so I usually just play the role of quiet observer as I'm getting to know someone, and I won't like if there's like some major red flags, then maybe I'd like bounce quicker. But I think one of the issues is maybe I give people too much benefit of the doubt, and I get caught up in the connection of someone and like get trauma bonded to that person because I'm giving them too much benefit of the doubt and allowing those like small toxic behaviors kind of go too unchecked, even though I've like had conversations with them and we like laid things out and I've said to them like, I'm a really considerate person, but please don't misunderstand my kindness or weakness if I feel like you're lying to me constantly or mistreating me or being deliberately manipulative or all this other stuff. Like I'm probably gonna bounce.
So there's something called, I wish I had it here, I have it at work. It's called the I did model. It's a model of communication. It works very well. So it is saying what you're seeing, followed by the data of why you're saying that, how it makes you feel, and then what do they think or what is their thought process around it. So an example would be, hey Zen, you know, we've been playing a lot of D4 and I really want to get back into StarCraft. You know, we've been slaying people on D4, we've been doing lots of damage, really getting on the leaderboards, but we're like really hurting on StarCraft, and I feel like we're really going to be losing our ranking if we don't go back and focus before the next tournament. Now, I've talked to you about this, and you've made me feel like you're not really interested, or, you know, this is more important than that right now, and that's a concern for me. What are your thoughts?
Is this also an actual thing that you're asking me, or is it just an example?
Oh, just an example.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how the conversation would go.
Yeah.
You explain the problem, you show the data behind it, which was, you know, the time we went into D4 and the lack of, you know, participating in StarCraft. And then the concern is like, yeah, we got a tournament coming up. I don't really feel like you're engaged, and that makes me feel bummed out. You know, what are your thoughts? And then you get to respond. Very, very healthy conversation with conflict.
Yeah, but some of the girls I've been with, man, like whenever it comes to having the audacity to talk about how I feel about something, it immediately gets twisted into how they feel and don't even get to address what I'm saying.
Well, use that. Like, I'm glad you feel that way and you're open to share the way you feel. But are you listening to me? Do you understand how I'm feeling right now? Or see how you're feeling in this moment? Circle it back.
Yeah, I hear you.
I know, it sounds easy. But when you're in the thick of it, it's way different. This is what
I can only communicate with someone that's being honest with me. if it's someone that's like closing up and not even revealing things to me until like weeks, months down the line, something that we could have resolved in like a few hours of talking, and then like having all this like weird tension going on until finally being able to talk about it. I don't want to do that every time. I want to be able to just talk.
That's why I feel that I did model.
Yeah.
When you see that.
Yeah, but I check in with them regularly and like make sure things are cool, and then they would lie and be like things are cool.
Well, that's why you, with the I did model, they can't just say, yeah, it's cool. Because you could be like, you know, things have been going really well. Recently, you've been a little standoffish, a little hesitant to hang out and talk to me on certain occasions. For example, last weekend, you said this, and then a few days ago, you did this. I feel like you're aggravated with me, or maybe you don't want to spend as much time with me, which is really concerning. What are your thoughts? What's really happening, or am I overthinking this? See, that calls them out, but it also gives them a scapegoat to be like, "Oh no, you're overthinking it. Everything's fine," but then they have to correct themselves. And if they don't, you have that same conversation. Well, a couple weeks ago we had this conversation. You said everything was fine, but now I'm seeing all this stuff still, like, and it still makes me feel this way. What are your thoughts? It's all about getting them to open up. And I understand what you're saying, that they're not doing it, but it requires effective communication.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, a lot of people out in the world right now are just jerks. So, what's this Gathering the Legion event?
Oh, it's like a group event where you kill a bunch of stuff, get rewards. It's like a like, you know how you got those normal events that you can do solo pretty easy. It's like that, but you're
Right.
doing it with like with like more people,
Oh, okay.
and the mobs are a bit harder. It's not like super hard though. You'll be fine.
Great Northern Plains.
But I don't know if it's just my bad luck or something, but and it's definitely not been all of my recent girlfriends. It's only been like one or two of my most recent girlfriends that this sort of thing has happened. But like, I don't know if it comes from a place of insecurity, but like, they do these things where like they deliberately try and like make you jealous or angry or get under your skin on purpose. And I'm quite a stoic person, so I'm usually like able to not let that happen, but I'm still aware that they're trying to make that happen, if that makes sense. And it's really uncomfortable because it's frustrating because it insults my intelligence that they think I'm that naive that I can't see through the charade that they're trying to pull in that moment. But at the same time, I would look weird calling them out on it if I can't think of a good way of putting it. Like let's say, I don't know how to. I'll give you an example.
Yeah, give me an example.
Okay, so say like triangulation with like getting their friends or a third party involved and like saying or doing certain things like to like, I don't know if they're like trying to get a reaction out of you, or I don't know what their intention is necessarily, but like say let me think of a specific example. Okay, so here's an example. Like I told this girl like that I'd been like working out more recently, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, because we were in a relationship for a while. And all I did was just like mention to her that I've been like quietly working on myself, kind of thing. That's all I basically said. And then like the next day, she's like sending me videos of one of her friends like who's been going to the gym for years, like almost like trying to compare me to this other guy that she knows. Like, it just seemed really weird, like how she knew that I was starting to work out more, and then suddenly she's like sending me videos of this other dude she knows working out and talking him up a bit.
Like, are you gonna look like this type of thing, or?
No, just like it just seemed like a comparison thing. Like, I'm gonna compare you to this other guy, and yeah, or it could be something like, it could be our anniversary, and she suddenly starts like talking about her ex. Not talking about her ex in a favorable light or anything, just talking about her ex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd be like, do you mind if we like don't talk about your ex on our anniversary kind of thing? And she'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. And then literally like an hour later or less than an hour later, she's bringing it up again. Like stuff like that, it just seemed weird. Like, it just seemed like, yeah, like almost sabotaging, like wanting to sabotage the occasion. And like, say, on my birthday, she was like in a really low mood and was like, oh, I don't really want to do anything today. And I was like, well, can we just hang out at least? And she was like, yeah, sure. But like, she made like almost zero effort on my birthday. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was just like almost like she just wanted to sabotage anything that was to do with me being positive. So like when I was starting to work out, she wanted to like try and make like compare me to other guys, or when it was my birthday or anniversary, she wanted to say or do things to like make the occasion not as special or something. Like, does that make any sense?
Yeah, that's a toxic girl right there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm crazy when I'm saying these things, but
No, you're not crazy. Like I said, there's lots of retarded people out there. Oh, Zun, don't worry. You're gonna find your ace. She's gonna be amazing.
I think I kind of. I think I shocked her when I broke up with her, because I think even though I gave her the warning of don't take my kindness or weakness, I don't think she believed me. I think she genuinely thought she could keep treating me like that over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, saying he brought it up. He brought up this stuff and started asking me about it. So I was going into DO. That's Spicy Love Snow's brother that I'm talking to, Jimmy.
Jimmy! Let's see.
Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space.
Oh, apparently you sounded disingenuous when you said you'll find the right one for you.
I sound disingenuous?
Yeah, Jimmy said that sounded like the most disingenuous you'll find the right one for you I've ever heard.
Well, you know what, Jimmy? You know what? That does sound pretty generic. But I had a follow-up, man. You didn't let me finish.
Alright, finish.
You're looking for love in all the wrong places.
Oh, well, to be fair, I didn't. The last one, at least, I didn't look for. She sought me out. But yeah. To be fair, I didn't hook up with her. She was into me. But
Basically, Zun, you need to come to California for like 6 months.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
We'll get you a winner.
Yeah, but she'll be in Cali.
Yeah, take her home with you.
Oh, but then okay, but
There's plenty of ladies that don't want to stay here.
oh, you got an XD out of Jimmy. I think he found your response funny.
Oh, nice. I mean, if Jimmy's jealous, he can come with us. You all head to Sin City.
Sin City, yeah.
Las Vegas.
Oh shit.
Got get married in the night.
Oh no, man! I don't want to do anything like that, dude.
I almost did that.
I mean, I'm happy to have a wild time, but not necessarily get hitched to someone on a whim.
Yeah.
That's
So-
a bit much.
Yeah, last time I was out there, when I was single,
Yeah.
me and my buddies were out. It was just me and one of my buddies. We were going upstairs to the room before hitting the pool, and these girls get into the elevator with us, and we're like, "Oh, party on, whatever floor we're at, whatever room we're at," and we're all laughing and like we left. Those girls actually came.
They actually showed up.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they went and joined us by the pool, and we ended up chatting a little bit and everything, and turned out they were Canadian. And her, one of the girls worked for the Canadian government, like I don't know, like for the embassy or for what, but she was like, yeah, like another couple years, I'll be able to have dual citizenship. I'll be able to get U.S. residency. And I was like, girl, like, why are you gonna wait 2 years? I'll just wipe that up right now, and you have citizenship tonight. And her best friend was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the best idea ever. We should like totally do this like fake wedding and like tell our parents that you guys got married and all this shit." So we ended up hanging out with them all night and everything. Had a great time. But
Yeah.
we were supposed to see them the next day, but we were just like on opposite schedules, so we never re-hooked up again. But it was pretty funny.
Yeah, man, that'd be a pretty interesting experience to just get hitched to someone
Yeah.
for that reason.
I need time to prepare.
People do that sort of shit as well, right?
I think I got married when I was like 17.
17.
Yeah, because like one of the girls that I used to hang out with, so I hung out with like older people.
Mm-hmm.
Like not super old. I was like 16, 17. They're like early 20s. But she was like an ordained minister, so sometimes like we'd get really wasted and have like a fake wedding. But technically it wasn't really fake because she is an ordained minister.
Right.
So who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows what friends are married to who right now?
How much of this does your wife know?
Oh, I've told her the stories. It's way before I knew her.
Yeah. I'm sure you've told her pretty much everything.
Oh yeah, she knows I was a fool. I'm not gonna say I was my brother, but in certain ways we're very similar.
Yeah. I get that vibe from you too, that even though you're like super responsible right now, you're still very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably why you have such a good connection.
Yeah, and we get it from my dad.
Yeah, he thinks
mean-
he can marry this.
You tell my dad to go left, he's gonna go right just because he told him to go left. Even though he has to make 3 rights to make the left that you're supposed to do. So me and my brother are very much the same way. We don't like being told what to do. So if we have girls that do that to us,
Oops.
it'd be terrible.
Yeah.
And my brother just gets googly-eyed and doesn't remember that. So then he gets into these relationships and he doesn't really like it. It's like, well, I told you. Chose
Well-
not to listen.
But what's the situation with his old man right now? Because he seems like Papa not too happy with his lack of attention on the family.
Oh. Well, I don't want to go into too much detail about that.
You don't
'cause
have to.
my
You
brother's
don't
not
have to. Yeah.
But yeah, he's broken some house rules.
Okay.
So he's been given the green light to get the F out of the house if he's not going to follow the rules.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the gist of it. And I warned him. The whole thing is, my dad yells at me about it. And it's just like, man, like Jonathan doesn't listen to me anymore. He's not like 10.
Right.
You know, I'm not this like
He's his own man
amazing
now.
big brother. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he still holds you in a certain light, but you're not going to have that same like big brother energy that you did when he was younger.
Exactly. Where my dad just wants me to fix it, which I was able to do before. Like, don't do this, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you. But I can't do that anymore. So I think my brother could probably take me. I've been out of the game for a long time.
Oh man.
I don't know, but he's never really fought it with me.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused about that whole situation because from what he said, it's like I don't know if it's specifically because of her or if it's like a more general thing of like, because he seemed to be of the impression that his dad maybe like didn't like that he wasn't able to be around for him as much in a way. Like maybe it was a different kind of thing going on where like his father didn't like him not being in the house as much because he was like used to him being around all the time because he's like at home streaming or whatever, and like suddenly he's like not around anymore. Like,
well, if my brother's home, my dad knows he's not wasting money and making bad decisions.
yeah, right.
So that's why my dad likes him home. Yeah, my brother's streaming. He's not hanging out with my dad and doing all this stuff. Like, he does do some stuff with him throughout the day, but my dad likes his own time. He built his own office outside of the house, separate from the house, to be alone. Like, my dad's not a needy person by any means, but
no,
it
I just
pisses
meant
him off
yeah.
when my brother wastes the family resources to have a good time. That's what my dad doesn't appreciate.
Right.
So if you want to go out and party every night, go ahead and do it, but not at my expense.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to pay for your groceries. I'm not going to pay for your toilet paper, your dirty laundry, or all this stuff for you to go out and have a good time and treat my house like a hotel.
Right.
Get out of here. And I had to learn that lesson. And I told my dad, I was like, you're right. All right, bye. I appreciate it. You make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I did leave.
I guess you had to live the way you want to live, as if this like becomes a time where your goals and his rules conflict, then it's time to move on.
Exactly. Like, I left my mom's house when I was 16. Moved out. And it took me until I was 19 to realize, like, alright, I need some help. So I spent days without food, slept on benches. I went through it.
Right.
But it was all my decision. So I talked to my pops. I was like, hey, I want to fix things. I want to make things right. And he's like, okay. He's like, get a job, go to school. As long as you're doing full time, like, you could come to stay with me in LA. So I did that, and I spent a few years in LA, like 2 or 3 years. And I started acting up again because I started getting comfortable. And he's like, hey, if you're going to do that, get out.
It's a matter of principle, you give him that.
Yep. So I told him, I was like, you know what, Pops? Like, thank you so much for these couple years, getting me back on my feet, because I got into banking, got back into college. So I started having a bankroll, a savings account. And I was like, you're right. I'm not following the rules, so I'm out of here. And he's like, okay. And, our relationship's never been bad. It's just like, don't do that here.
Well, in a way, maybe that's what he wanted deep down. He wanted you to find your own way. He just also wanted to be that like safety net for you, but you have to follow his rules when you're in that safety net kind of thing.
Exactly. That's a parent.
Right.
You want to come back? Okay. You gotta follow the rules, though. I don't care how old you are.
You can't come back and disrespect me after I raised you kind of thing.
Exactly. And the rules are gonna be harder than when you were a kid.
Because now you're an adult who can be responsible, or at least should be more responsible, rather.
Yep. Yeah, I remember my curfew was 10 o'clock. I was just like, what the heck? My brother had a later curfew than I had. But, that was kind of like the rule my dad placed. Like, you want to come back? You're going to follow rules. And, anyways, I'll be right back. One moment.
Alright, man. Oops. Thought I would dodge that. Just timed it slightly.
Alright, sir. My little one is up, so my time is over.
Okay, buddy. Well, it was nice chatting to you, Spicy.
Oh, likewise. It was a nice chat. I think it was very personal. It was
Yeah.
nice.
It was nice connecting with you.
Likewise, sir. You're a gentleman and scholar always. I'll talk to you soon.
Likewise. Take it easy, buddy. Talk to you in a bit.
Peace.
Peace.
I need time to prepare that.
Monsters at your window. No, you can't sleep. You pretend though. You don't have to play the hero. 'Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth
Oh, I don't have to focus.
scream till our last breath, every heartbeat.
I'm not ready yet.
Might have some pieces of gear we can throw on though.
Pick up my sword, yeah, there's nothing I won't do.
I need time. I lack the needed knife. I need time. I need time.
Oops, missed you. Oh shit, oh shit. Shouldn't have let that hit us.
I lack the needed mana.
Two percent lightning damage. Let's go upgrade. Do we take poison glass cannon? No, we did not. Did protection.
I'm sinking in the hollow ground. Nothing can stop me wanting you somehow. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around.
We are glass cannon. Little did Zon know, Ozzy meant a few aeons. And so he waited and waited, but Ozzy didn't return until the heat death of the universe. That was a long time out getting out. Oh shit, man, I'm so dumb.
Not while I'm in town. Not while I'm in town.
Do you know the way? And the reason I survived the heat death is because I would douse myself and sit there.
Many times.
Fun fact. In fact, I'll tell Ozzy this. I'm sure he wants to know. I'm sure he'd be curious about the fun fact that we have for him today. Did you know you can put your hand through molten slag lava as long as you do it quick? He knows. He's seen it. He's informed. You killed me. This, not that Banshee. I'm kind of projecting onto it a little bit, but a Banshee killed me on when I moved over to Nightmare. Got a loading screen. There was like a singular Banshee. At least that's what I saw, and it def said by Banshee. So I'm assuming she killed me. Yeah, and we died to her due to like a 10-second lag spike or something. At least it seemed like 10 seconds. Oh, hello, Mr. Treasure Goblin. What's it is? Just have to put him in stun lock. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Did I actually die? I was like not paying any attention to that at all. It's so funny that like the times that I come close to dying are when I'm like leveling up and being lazy. Like really early leveling. Because I'm just being a bit too lazy. Guy just got zapped. That was a good death animation actually, how he got like shot backwards like that. Looked satisfying.
I need more time. Out of mana.
These are enchantment slot.
I'm low on precious metal.
Such power.
Without you beside me. Without you, without you. Without you beside me.
I need more time. I need time. I need more time.
Getting so much satisfaction out of killing banshees after it killed me to lag. It's my favourite thing to kill right now is banshees. It's like a singular banshee that I make more or less die to. Just got into nightmare difficulty. Go to the whispering tree. We start making our way into a dungeon. Instantly start lagging. Like uh-oh. And there's one banshee on screen. I'm like uh-oh. Popping my cooldowns. Trying to
Precious metal.
do stuff while lagging. And le death. Gives me barrier on low line, that's actually good. Alright, so we gotta do tree rewards, then we gotta do potion upgrade, then we gotta do enchantment slot unlock.
It is done.
I looked over my shoulder. Saw
Look at this crazy lag.
It's always hard to say goodbye to the one person that's on your mind. But I can't waste my time trying to make you see. I can't take back another lie. You broke your promise to me long ago. Though I tried my best to believe. Said your sorry ways would disappear. But now it's time for me to leave. Something strange hit me. Something strange hit me. Something strange hit me. I don't know you anymore. Something strange hit me. Something strange hit me. Something strange hit me. I don't know you anymore. I don't know you anymore. I don't know you anymore. Something strange in me. 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 I don't know you anymore. Something strange in me. Something strange in me. Something strange in me. I don't know you anymore. I don't know you
I cannot do that here.
but you're my one escape and I can't give you up. I just wanna hold you
Not while I'm in town. I need more time. I need time. I need more time. I cannot do that here. I need more time. Please forgive.
Want you to feel my love. Want you to feel my love. More than anything. Want you to feel my love.
need time to prepare. Time to prepare that. Let's see here.
When there's no hope hiding, no chance concealing what deep down I felt for you.
Alright, let me get these incantations sorted properly. Would you be so kind as to light the elemental ring?
I can't go back to walking through all the dust and reason frame a past we simply left behind.
Peaks of sparks of fire, gales, heights of water, heroes.
A chance for when we'll be back again. You make me feel so crazy, still in love with you.
Looks like some of these pages are damaged.
When I'm
No
next to
matter.
you,
I can infer the meaning from context.
my heart breaks for
I'm sure that's wise.
can't help but know.
I refuse to let caution keep me from the secrets of this book. They've come too far. Oh, great powers of the elemental forces, guardians of the hidden gates. I call to you in the names of the divine and infernal powers, that you would hear us and obey. That should be it. You have to take a firm hand, spirits.
When there's no hope left
Something is wrong.
who saw me
No.
before I knew who I'd be. I can't share it with you. Still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next to you. You make me feel so crazy. My heart breaks for you. Can't help but know.
Let's upgrade the potion. Stormgate gameplay. Oh, has it come out? Is there footage? Oh yeah, it was coming out recently. I didn't check it yet. 38 minutes ago. Stormgate gameplay.
Today is a big day. I'm very excited for this video. Today we're gonna have a very first look at Stormgate gameplay. Real quick, for those of you unfamiliar, Stormgate is a new real-time strategy game, a new RTS game that's developed by mostly old Blizzard employees that worked on a whole lot of RTS games, but primarily the ones that I enjoy a lot, and that would be Warcraft as well as Starcraft. So today, we're gonna have a look at the project that they've been working on, and honestly, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's gonna be good. Alright, so this right here is it. It's a 5-minute video that the lovely folks over at Frost Giant forwarded to me. By the time you're watching this video, the PC Gaming Show, where they're actually play testing, it's not final. If you look at the alpha footage from StarCraft 2, I mean, those videos are out there. I have made reaction videos to that as well. Even when maybe a year or something like that, there's not much of different units. That thing on the high ground in the bottom left-hand corner looks like some sort of siege tank type of unit, right? It definitely looks like it's stationary. It definitely looks like it's about to fire. Definitely something that we, can expect to...
Looks like a Dragoon mix of a siege tank.
You can see it as well on the screen on the right. I believe that big red circle is within a range right there of whatever artillery weapon that is.
Got some like
We've got a couple
energy
of those
bars or
healing units, I
something,
think,
or
as well, on the
shield
second
bars
line.
or
So I think
something on
these
these
type of
units.
units right over here, they are providing support to the
The
actual
medics, I
front line
guess. So
units
they're like
right in this area.
they're like the healing
From my
energy or
understanding, by
whatever
the
of
way,
those units.
the human resistance, I think
Or
these are the
something like
only
that.
ones featured in this video, even though there will be other factions too. There, or at least one other. I'm not exactly sure what the details are there, but yeah, I'm not sure in the pre-alpha. So these units right over here, I mean, those are marine-like dudes. They have very large guns. Yeah, so this is kind of like Terran Bio going up against Terran Mech. So I don't know how this engagement is going to go, but I've got a feeling it's going to be absolutely horrible for the dudes in blue. I'm not covering anything with my camera. Whoa! Where are we? The Terrans have... Really? We gotta shoot the dogs? Is that what we're doing?
They're not dogs, they're something else, but
What was that RTS game again? Way
you
back
could
in
just
the
watch
day,
from the
where
original link I
you had,
pasted
like,
instead of this one.
You had some sort
I didn't see your link. What's your link? I didn't see it. Can you tell me what to search for? Is it the PC Gamer one? Which one is it? Yeah, I didn't see your link. Okay, the PC Gamer one. Okay.
XO Rally Championship might be
It's
racing
day
its way
9.
to the stars, but it's already raced its way into my heart.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you're not aware, I've got something of a history with the real-time strategy genre. And funnily enough, at labs like DeepMind, those same RTS games just so happen to be a valuable testing ground for world-leading AI research. The kind of man to name him no pointer to even follow his
Alright.
Are the
That's enough.
should be enjoyed by players of all skills.
for all of us.
They're going to show gameplay from the pre-alpha
Okay.
as they're sending.
Oh, Tim, I'm so excited. And right away, this looks like an RTS. Tell me what we're seeing.
Already
Classic
this looks
start
like
to
an
a 1v1
RTS.
match.
No
What we're
shit,
seeing here is the
Sherlock.
human faction as they're sending workers out to harvest resources. They're
Oh,
starting
man.
to construct building. They actually build them by 3D
You'd hope so, wouldn't
from the
you?
ground up.
I mean, if it started looking like an
You can see them
FPS,
now
you'd be like,
sending
what's going on
troops.
here?
They have an army that goes out in the field to fight.
Yeah, and I mean, right here, we see in the corner coming up, this looks like a scout unit.
Yeah, that is literally a cybernetic dog.
Okay, so we've got
It's called the
Warcraft
Scout.
3 mining.
It's designed for early game. It's a unique unit to the human faction.
Right.
And you can see them now running through the base trying to see what information.
But
they
with
can
more
find out about
worker
it.
limits,
Yeah,
it's like
scouting
12
and
instead of
information is
5.
Such an important part of RTS games.
It really is, and this is something that we've embraced early game. The Scout unit has been designed so it can actually sense units beyond its sight radius. So it's
awesome.
especially useful early on.
So we're heading into what looks like the first engagement of this game. What are we seeing?
Well, what we're seeing right here is the Red Scout getting surprised by a group of blue troops coming through the Light Force, which is the new train type and the twist.
They're
on-
setting
on
up
the
a
tactical
bunker, or
battlefield
what
here.
is
How
that?
does Light Force work?
The Light Force lets smaller units move
Some
through
kind
them.
of
They have to
defensive
kill
turret.
them. It's allowed Blue to raid Red's base, in which case Red is barely getting a turret built with their speed building from their workers, which is a human faction advantage. And they're about to pop out a couple extra defenders here from their mech base.
So we got these huge mechs, and I mean, just visually, it looks like they are countering the heck out of these blue infantry, but can these red mechs fit through the forest?
No, they're too big to go through. They're heavy units. They're designed to use their chain guns to go through groups of enemies, but they can't fit through the Light Force, which Blue knew and used to his advantage.
Okay, so we're in mid-game. This is normally where you make some big tech decisions. What's Red up to?
You're seeing Red commit to a tech path that gives them big battlefield mechs and air units like this evac.
And it looks like they're just dropping right on top of Blue, who
Oh, I
is
forgot 7 out of 12,
like
but the mining
chicken.
field.
What's the chicken there, Tim?
Yeah, that's a giant chicken with a Viking helmet on it.
Don't know how I feel about
use
that.
your imagination. Stormgate's in pre-alpha, and that's art that we haven't gotten to yet. But imagine it as a big Mad Max Raider.
It's the most threatening placeholder art for now. And oh, I see Red diving onto Blue, and hey, picking back up into the air.
Use the forest to his advantage.
It is, and it's
He
really
did.
important for
He did.
Stormgate that we maintain a high skill ceiling so that players can express themselves on the battlefield by maneuvering and how they interact with the battlefield.
And here we have the final fight of the game, and it looks like Blue is coming up against those mechs. Red is trapped on the other side of the
Okay, so
trees.
the mechs can just
wait, they can blast
dive
through them
through
now?
the
And
forest.
Blue's dodging
So
these
they have to get
enormous
like
shots,
an
and we also
upgrade
see
before
Blue
they
swarming
can
in
use that
from both
ability, or
sides.
what?
This is not looking good for Red.
No, it's pretty grim. Red is on the ropes right here, and they've been outmaneuvered. They're caught in the corner here between two
Well, there's,
different
like-
forces coming in with a
Yeah.
mobile pincer.
Man, and of course,
There's the GGs.
the most classic ending to an RTS game, GG. Get Tastosis on that stat. Outside of what's
What
coming
the
up for
fuck
Stormgate?
is this,
What you've
dude?
seen today is just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more in store. We're going to be revealing a bunch of stuff about Stormgate the rest of this year. We're introducing new modes. We have a 3-player versus AI cooperative mode. We have team-based competitive modes. We're going to be sharing information about our storyline and campaign. We have new factions beyond the humans that you just saw today.
But Tim, what
Making
if
fools
I
of
wanna
us
play
already.
the game right now?
If you want to play the game as soon as possible, you wish list Stormgate on Steam and you go to playstormgate.com to sign up for the beta. We're starting closed testing in July.
Once again, go to Steam and wishlist Stormgate. Tim, thank you so much again for joining us, not just to talk about the 1v1 footage you shared, but the
Yeah,
future content.
it is a
plans for
pre-alpha
Stormgate,
build, to be
making
fair.
RTS players' dreams come true.
It's pre-alpha.
With laser eyes, it is called the Scout.
But yeah, I'm not so sure about some of this. Like, we got this Warcraft 3 style
And
mining.
you can see him now running through the base trying to see what information he can find out about his enemy.
Yeah, I mean, scouting and information is such an important part of RTS games.
It really is, and this is something that we've
I don't know
embraced within the Scout unit.
how I feel about all this so far.
What we're seeing right here is the Red Scout getting surprised by a group of blue
It is
troops
pre-alpha,
coming through the
so
Light Force.
maybe
This is
give
a new
them some
train type
benefit of the
twist
doubt.
on the tactical battlefield here.
And how do these light forests work?
The Light Force lets smaller units move through them. They have concealment. It's allowed Blue to raid Red's base, in which case Red is barely getting a
I'm
turret
seeing a
built
lot of
for speed
like
building from their
Warcraft
workers.
3
Another
inspiration,
human faction
Commander and
advantage.
Conquer
And they're about to
inspiration.
pop out a couple extra defenders here from their mech base.
So we got these huge mechs, and I mean, just visually, it looks like they are countering the heck out of these blue infantry, but can these red mechs fit through the forest?
No, they're too big to go through. They're heavy units. They're designed to use their.
But I like how
chain guns to go through
the
groups of
population
enemies, but they
counter is
can't
literally
fit
just
through
a
the Light
loaf of
Force, which
bread
Blue
for
knew
food.
and used to his advantage.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, it could be good, but first impressions are not great. At least from the gameplay. So yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. StarCraft Remaster says. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It certainly doesn't look like anything spectacular right now. Remains to be seen exactly what that's going to turn out like. I'm slightly skeptical. I will admit I'm slightly skeptical on it so far.
Father bless. What do you need? Left there is worth the coin.
Even just the fact that like it's more of a Warcraft mining style, it feels a bit weird. I mean, it's got more workers, I guess. You can have 12. Like, it feels like they're trying to like hybridize Warcraft free mining with like StarCraft mining, kind of. I'm not sure if that's gonna work or if it will feel good. Yeah, I was expecting a little bit more. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh.
anything breaks, the
But I was expecting more too.
armor in the piece.
And yeah, it's possible it won't get much better. You know, one of those things. Might just be a bit of a letdown
What else you got?
for the RTS genre. You know what, boys? It might even be that like RTS will end up being a thing of the past. Like it'll just be like a retro genre. You know, people will go back to playing these like retro RTSs as like some kind of novelty and nostalgia of what games used to be like. Fuck, man. It is what it is. Oh, potion.
I cannot do that here. You can trust your mount with us, Father's oath.
We haven't rocked that yet. I'll do this one. Yeah, looks alright.
I cannot do that here.
Oh, elixirs.
I cannot do that here.
Let's put the music back on.
I cannot do that here. I need more time. need time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need time. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. time.
I need time.
Let's sing a song full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last
Hey, Ozzy.
forever young, ever strong.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hello.
Memories like this never end. They don't
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I'm only doing okay too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You certainly haven't been here for hours.
Calling me a liar.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Considering I've seen the Discord multiple times with you not in it.
I was set to invisible.
You can't be in the channel while invisible. How's your Diablo experience been going?
It's okay. Yeah. Slowly chipping away. I tried doing a bunch of rep stuff today, but it's so like monotonous.
Yeah, yeah. It is a little bit. You doing softcore stuff or hardcore stuff?
Oh, what'd you say?
Were you doing hardcore or softcore?
I was just poking around softcore.
Yeah, yeah.
Died like 6 more times. I don't play
6.
hardcore when I'm this tired. I'm also like limit testing my build a bit, and I keep nuking myself doing it. Like teleport onto like I was grouping like 7 or 8 elites, and I'd suck them all up and teleport on top of them, and then nuke them all. But then all the like depth effects were killing me at the same time.
Yeah, you gotta dodge after they start dying.
Yeah, I don't have a way out after I go in. That's the problem.
Your spacebar.
No.
No. No, Zon, that makes too much sense.
It's hard for me to keep up with all the dying. There ends up being so much death on the screen, I just hope that nothing's blown up on me. Somehow it doesn't work, I don't know.
What, you mean just switching for the best doesn't always pan out?
I mean, I wouldn't do any of the things that I do on softcore that I do on hardcore, I don't think anyway. I mean, I haven't died on hardcore yet outside of you killing me.
Yeah, I killed you pretty good, huh?
I did hit the Butcher two dungeons in a row.
Oh yeah.
I actually was barely killing him. Not like barely, I guess, but
It
getting
depends.
down to like 3 or 4 pots each time.
Yeah, it depends on how much gear I've got. Like if I've got okay gear, I'm usually able to kill him really easily. If I'm like just started and I've not got like I'm level 10, I've got nothing on me besides like some whites and blues, I probably can't do enough damage to kill him.
Yeah. Well, I think my build's just not very good, but
Maybe.
and my damage against bosses like that is way down after changing my setup, because now I don't have Hydra, and the teleport with Raiment doesn't really do any good against those kind of bosses. So like, I lose a lot of DPS by not having Hydra when I can't stun.
Yeah, you may need to do some fine adjustments to figure out some single target DPS.
No, I'm just gonna accept that it sucks.
That works too. That works too. I was considering making a softcore character at some point, just for fun, but I don't think I'd make a sorceress. Would have to make something else for softcore.
Mm-hmm.
Hazy days I do remember, we were running still. Had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way. Couldn't keep us from the sea. Maybe we stand on the north, says our minds we heard. Never saw the world we made.
All right.
Not while I'm in town. It is done. Service. Fit for a king.
You got dinner or something?
Yeah, I guess it's ready.
You gonna go to that?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Not in a rush.
No, I'm not.
Well, man, you got a meal prepped for you. It's something to be thankful for. I haven't had a proper meal in a while.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Should be afraid everything will change you and I. Jumping on the edge, they say dreamers never die. So come and fly away with me. Somewhere by the emerald sea, where the moon and water meet. Somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly.
Do you want to do some freeze of me and Wolfix maybe in a bit?
No, I think I need a ladder today. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't feel like freeze today, though.
Okay. Fair enough, man.
I'm either gonna ladder or play Star Rail, or not stream at all. I got so many hard PvPs coming up. I have to learn the matchup, like, this week. Actually, I have to learn in, like, 2 days.
Yeah, give it over.
Okay, that sounds fun.
It's gonna be really fun. I'm against. I have a PvP and NSO as well. Let's see who I'm against. I'm against Furtoss.
Mm.
He is ranked much higher than me. And then I got Bale and Earrob for my CPL stuff.
Oh man, lost some motivation to play hardcore after losing characters to lane.
Yeah, I can imagine so. That would kind of kill it for me, where it's like, that's kind of what I was saying from the beginning, was what would like ruin it for me is if I died and it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, I guess.
That was buried. That one's buried.